It's Sunday night. That must mean it's time to start doing a butcher's bill, start counting the number of mass shootings from the fellas over the last week. Get your pencils out, get your computers out, because you're not going to believe me when I tell you the number of mass shootings we're about to document here over the last 7 days. Why don't we start, though, with this guy? I think his name is Realism X times 10. He sent a little email. He sent a little tweet to Stefan Molyneux this morning saying, "You white supremacists are really classifying gang shootings that occur within inner cities as mass shootings. Here are the real numbers." Then he gives us this graph from Mother Jones magazine that says from 1982 to May 2019. There were, 60, he said, he didn't give us a full count, but he said of all the mass shootings during that period, 62 were by white people, 19 by black, 10 Latino, and it goes down the list. So a mass shooting is a mass shooting. That's 3 or more people getting shot. Okay, so I hate to even say this number because it's going to sound weird. So last Sunday night we did this. I think we came up with 21. In the last 7 days around the United States of America, we have had at least 37 mass shootings from the fellas. The only other mass shooting I saw was an Hispanic guy down in Texas somewhere. He shot a few people. I didn't see any white people shooting people this week in mass shootings. You know what? We got 37 shootings to cover. We're going to do kind of a truncated version of each one, but each one's going to have the headline and the date, so you'll be able to check it. Let's get to it.
Anne Arundel County Police tell WJZ there was about 300 people at the Glen Burnie Swim Club for a private pool party Friday night. Eric Schwartz lives down the street. He says what started off as a quiet get-together turned dangerous quickly.
At first I thought they may have been firecrackers, but the shots were too distinct.
Police say there was some kind of dispute, and soon after that is when somebody started shooting. Police arrived, they found 29-year-old James Antonio Diggs IV had been shot. He later died at the hospital. His family tells WJZ that James was a loving brother and a hardworking father of 2 who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. 2 other people were also injured in the shooting. They're expected to be okay.
Cleveland police are investigating several violent incidents overnight, including a double homicide.
It happened at about 2:30 in the morning in Old Brooklyn when officers arrived at Handwrights Avenue near West 47th Street. They found a man and woman inside a SUV, both with gunshot wounds. Paramedics rushed them to Metro, where they later died. Officers later found a third victim several miles away on East 66th Street.
You know, officers here from the North County Cooperative were just at that market a little over a week ago, then back there again early this morning once they got that call that 4 people had been shot. Now, the shooting happened just before midnight at Clay's Wellston Food Market restaurant. Police say that this time it was a drive-by shooting. 4 people were shot. They were all taken to the hospital. Now, they are all expected to survive.
A 4th of July block party ended last night with a large group of mostly innocent bystanders dodging a spray of bullets that littered the street with shell casings. 1 man was killed and 3 others who were shot survived.
Meantime, police are still looking to find who shot 6 people last night in Roxbury.
3 men and 3 women all shot inside a car.
Did we know they were going to release a tape at 2 o'clock? No. But I'm glad they did. I'm glad folk are here in the community so that they knock downtown 10 and downtown up. You know, 2 years ago, we were right in the middle doing CNN's interview.
Shooting near the Del Mar Loop Metrolink station sends 3 people to the hospital.
This is a story you first saw on Fox 2 News at 9. Rocky Madden has been on the scene for more than an hour at this point. So, Rocky, what's the latest there?
A 16-year-old is one of 3 people shot in the Metro East. This happened at the border of Washington Park and East St. Louis last night.
She's running down Swat Road with the gun. Okay. Stop running.
This 911 call is hard to listen to.
My boyfriend is dead. Okay. Somebody help me. Help me.
That's the voice of Jasmine, seen here with her fiancé, Jason Williams.
Off camera, she tells me she was upstairs in this apartment as Jason and his two friends, Kasim Peterson and Tyrone Nelson Jr., were playing video games with this man, Taekwon Parker. All of a sudden, she says, shots rang out.
Hey, ma'am. Okay.
Kasim, Jason, and Tyrone were all killed.
Using the hashtag Justice for Sonia, family and friends of 41-year-old Sonia Collins are turning to Facebook to try to help police track down the man accused of killing her. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office issuing an arrest warrant Tuesday for 21-year-old Ashanti Kennedy. Prosecutors say last week Wednesday, Kennedy and his girlfriend, Collins' daughter, were arguing on the phone while she was driving to Collins' house near 85th and Grand Tosa. During the conversation, Kennedy allegedly said, "On my kids, I finna shoot that expletive up." Once Collins' daughter got to the house, a criminal complaint states Kennedy also showed up with two other men and began acting as though he would physically assault his girlfriend and the female friend she was with. That's when Collins came outside and attempted to prevent the defendant from attacking her daughter. The complaint says Kennedy went back to his vehicle, retrieved a firearm, and shot at all three women. One bullet striking Collins in the chest, killing her. Her daughter and her friend were also hit and wounded.
A triple shooting in Brooklyn. One or more of the victims possibly innocent bystanders. The victims are two men and a woman who are on Chester Street in Brownsville. They tell police they heard gunfire and that felt pain.
While throughout the morning, 3 people were injured after an early morning shooting in Montgomery.
It happened just before 2:30 this morning on Sussex Drive, south of the boulevard near Buckingham Drive. Montgomery police says when officers got to the scene, they found two men who had been shot. One has life-threatening injuries, the other's injuries described as serious.
It is becoming a familiar call on a hot night. Shots fired, police respond, then a painstaking process to find the person who pulled the trigger. This scene played out again last night at a Norfolk convenience store, killing a man, 2 other people wounded by bullets.
You know, we went through a deadly spring here in Dallas, and summer isn't starting off much better. 2 teenagers were outside shooting dice overnight when someone shot and killed them. Now, this happened at the Roseland Townhomes in Old East Dallas near 75 and Lemon.
Outside the Roseland Townhomes in East Dallas, hearts are heavy, emotions are high.
It's very frustrating. It's frustrating because 2 innocent young men were in the wrong place at the wrong time and lost their lives, and you can't ever get your life back.
The pavement outside the complex's community center on Munger Street is still stained with the blood of 4 people who were shot here late Sunday night. 17-year-old Zacchaeus Brown and Gregory Horton III were killed.
When a tragedy happens like that, everybody feels it's like a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect that stings for these neighbors.
Now at 11, we're keeping you on alert after a violent night in East Charlotte. 4 people were shot at a McDonald's parking lot on Eastway Drive. One of the victims is now fighting for her life. Police say the shooting happened while she and another person were in a ride-sharing car. The driver was caught in the crossfire.
We begin in Flint tonight, where police are investigating the shooting of 6 people. It happened early this morning around 3:15 on Clio Road and Myrtle Avenue at that BP gas station. Investigators say 5 of the victims are men, 1 is a woman. Their ages range from 18 to 42.
Happening during a 4th of July celebration here in the street. You can see right here behind me, members of the emergency services unit were just brought in to help crime scene investigators comb this street, Elton Street, for any more shell casings or evidence, and also littered along this street remnants of those fireworks that were being shot off that sounded a lot like gunshots. And when the dust had settled, 4 people had been shot. 2 30-year-old men shot in the chest and lower back. A 28-year-old man had a gunshot wound to his neck and was initially thought to possibly be killed from this. However, he is now stabilized and is being treated at a local hospital. A 25-year-old woman was also shot.
It's amazing, isn't it, that some of these mass shootings don't even get a video. So here's one out of Rockford, which I think is a kind of a suburb of Chicago. 4 people shot after argument in Rockford. Out in L.A., in South Central L.A., 4th of July shooting leaves 4 wounded, including a teenage girl. How about outside of a black nightclub in Albuquerque, home of one of my favorite shows, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? 4 people shot outside downtown Albuquerque nightclub. In Humboldt Park, which I think is also outside of Chicago, in Chicago, a man dead, 3 hurt in Humboldt Park shooting. Down in Burlington, 3 people fatally shot at Burlington apartment on Sunday. That would have been July 1. Authorities question a person. All these are fellas. 3 shot in Dolton, police say, Dolton, Illinois. 3 people shot at party while gambling in North Mississippi, sheriff says. 3 shot during argument at San Pedro party house. 3 women, 1 man wounded in Englewood shooting. There's about, there's like 5 Englewoods in this country. If you're ever near any of them, that includes Englewood, spelled with an I, you pretty much don't want to be there. 3 people shot at party in Panola County. That's Mississippi. Triple shooting, 3 people shot overnight in northeast Baltimore. That happened June the 27th, so it's a day or 2 outside of our purview, but I don't think we got it last time around. All right, let's just take it off of our list. Let's say it's down to 37. There are 36. Violent night. 5 women shot, man and woman killed in double murder. Now that's down in Baltimore. I think that happened July the 2nd. Up in Akron, a couple of fellas rented a hall, probably told them they were going to have a birthday party for their kids, probably put out some leaflets. DJ, open bar. Next thing you know, 3 people are shot at a party in Akron. Jersey City, 4 people are shot at the corner of Woodlawn and MLK Drive. Okay, here's a question for you. We got a fight. Okay, fight at a Cleveland nightclub. We have 2 people shot, 2 people stabbed. So 4 people are injured in a fight, but only 2 with gunfire, 2 with knives. Well, I didn't put that on the original list, but I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of cherry on top of all of our mass shootings. Now they're turning into mass stabbings as well. And out in Hartford, Connecticut, on July the 6th, the local paper is reporting a triple shooting in Hartford. That enough for you guys?
Please, sir. I want some more.
So Mother Jones says we've had 62 white people commit mass shootings. I'm saying we've had 36 fellas commit mass shootings in the last 7 days. There's the headline. There's the time. There's the place. And guess what? If I spent another half hour looking, I'd find 30. I'd find probably 5 more. Anybody see a pattern here? Anybody see something to tell you that there's something really, really wrong in this country? Anybody think that in a couple of months some genius at one of the local networks is going to look around and say, hey, I noticed there's a lot of mass shootings in this country and none of them look like Dylan Roof? He'll go to his executive producer and he'll tell him that, and the executive producer will say thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on which angle will make the black kids angry.